Hi guys, it's me, Knotless Kinks Collection, and I am back with another video. So, in my last video, I was discussing your purpose and following your purpose, and how sometimes it can be really hard or even really distracting. Things tend to rise up against us when we decide to step out on faith, and I just had a cross-eyed moment. We decide to step out on faith and follow our purpose driven, follow our own intuitive nature. Uh, so I came up with 8 different steps that you can follow that would help you find your purpose, because some people, they don't know where to start. If you're like me, I had no clue. I'm like, okay, well, I'm good at this, I'm good at that. And sometimes when you're dealing with a creative mind and one who is truly analytical, you tend to be like all over the place with that. So you're so creative, you come up with this, you come up with that, and nothing gets done. So if that is you, I have 8 steps that are going to absolutely help you to find your purpose and to execute the delivery on making it happen. So let's get into it. And I wrote it down. Okay, guys. Number 1, figure out what your gifts are and own it. So first you have to figure out what your gifts are. But how easy is that, right? I mean, most of us, you know what you're talented at. Throughout life, we tend to suppress it because we take up careers, and we complete college with these degrees or skills that don't really cater to our gifts, our skill set. It's just, we have to do it because we have to survive and we have bills to pay. So most times, you know what your skill is, what your gift is, what you should truly be doing. But maybe you have forgotten, or maybe you just haven't practiced it in a long time, because with anything, if you don't use it, you kind of lose it, but you can get it back. That's okay, that's okay. So that's step 1, figure out what your gifts are and own it. So through meditation, through fasting, through spending time alone, which is so very important. Spending time alone and isolating yourselves and going into hermit mode, and kind of just like silencing those voices and going really deep within so that you can hear your own voice. Like, how loud is society? We wake up, we go out on the road, you're dealing with so many different entities and energies, and somebody cuts you off, or just frustrations, just this pile of just everything on top of you. And you started off your day with this mindset that you were going to go out and manifest your greater good, your highest sense of of knowing who you are. You were going to manifest all of that, but then somebody cut you off, and all of that went out the door. So I'm going to help you. It's okay. I'm going to help you to get back to that, and you know, and teach you how to kind of bypass all of that. When the negative energy comes your way, and you did your manifestation and meditate through meditation, and you did all of that, and now you're like frustrated, and you're like, oh, I'm not gonna do anything. The most important thing is to write things down. So let that energy come in and feel the energy in that moment. Feel the anger, let it go. Let it go. You have to let it go. This is the only way, these 8 steps. So you let it go, and you begin to create a new reality, a new way of thinking, a new perception, that you're not going to allow that to get in your way. And then immediately write the things down, make the mental note, or as soon as you make a stop, go ahead and text yourself, and look at how good that's going to make you feel. So that's step number 2, writing your ideas down. Step number 3, begin journaling. Journaling is different from writing ideas down. Writing your ideas down is just putting it on paper. It's out there. Okay, I'll give you an example. Writing your ideas down. You want to become a volunteer. So, hey, I know there is a domestic violence shelter in my neighborhood. Hey, stop by domestic violence shelter. Hey, I know that there is a YMCA up the street, and I saw a sign they need a coach. Check in with them. Hey, I know such and such knows such and such who may have a connection to me doing public speaking. That's the idea. Write it down. So journaling is step number 3. So you're going to write your ideas down. You're going to figure out what your gifts are. You're going to own it. Step number 1. Number 2, you're going to write your ideas down. And number 3, you're going to begin journaling. And you're going to also practice daily all of your new ideas. So you're going to practice by researching what these ideas are. You know, you're going to go and find the number, Google the number for the YMCA, Google the number for the domestic violence shelter, or if you have extra time, stop by in person. People love when people want to come in and be of service. So, and that's even a pleasant experience to get your juices running and like, hey, I'm closer to my reality. This is really happening. I connected with this person. So now you figured out what you want to do. You're owning it because now you're out there. The reality is set in. This is what I want. You're still punching the clock, but you're making room for your own ideas. And I hope I did not skip ahead and giving you all of this. So let's just go down the steps and then we'll elaborate. So that's step number 3, begin journaling and then practicing it daily. So every day following up on it, calling different places, notating it. And I would definitely buy a journal and then I would buy like an organizer. And I know some of the organizers tend to be structured already. So that can kind of be tricky because it's like structured like Monday through Friday and you might not want that or it might not be enough space. So just be creative in like your little organizer book, right? I think that's what I said. So I would have something separate from my journal. Where you could just have your ideas and then your journaling is a more in-depth concept of the idea. So everything is like a domino effect. Everything goes, and these are all building blocks. That's how you build. So 4, you're going to start exploring ideas. So I definitely jumped ahead, but that's okay. So you already know, start exploring. You wrote it down, you're journaling, you're looking into these things. Number 5, you're going to determine your mission statement. So now you looked into everything. What is your mission statement? Everyone needs a mission statement. Without a mission statement, you fail. Without a mission statement, you're going to be all over the place. People are going to have their ideas because I'm sure you're sharing it with family members as you go through the process and the journey. You know, you're getting excited, but now everyone has an opinion and now you're overwhelmed. And guess what? You set it aside and nothing is done. You become comfortable being in corporate and hey, I can just retire and you know, I'm okay. And no, you're not okay because you have a calling. You have a calling over your life and you know that. And the whole point of this step 1, this first video, and step 2 is to help you find your purpose. So you can walk away from being a yes man or a yes woman and just doing what everyone has taught you to do. Just showing up and being present and getting the paycheck. So you need a mission statement. And okay, the mission statement is how you're going to execute this. And I want real ideas and I want real follow-ups written down, real research that's done. So for me, my idea was okay, I want to do YouTube. I want to have my own deck of cards made because you know, I don't want my cards to be categorized. Like when I do my spiritual readings, I don't want it to be categorized as tarot or something else. So that was the idea. Also getting into herbs and making different cleanses for the woman's body was the idea. And how do I execute it? I went into my research mode. I wrote everything down, the prices. I've ordered some things. So I invested in the inventory ahead of time. It doesn't have to be a lot, but once you begin to invest into it, you begin to see the vision like you're manifesting. It's a business now. I have a business in my home and it might not be there, but every business starts somewhere. So it might not be like where I want it to be, but it's the startup of a business, right? Also going out and getting an EIN number doesn't hurt. Depending on if you want an EIN number or LLC, but you would just go online to the IRS website and apply for EIN number and you would be the sole proprietor. And then off of that, you would go and get your business license and your LLC. And then, everything's registered, and open your business account and create a mailing address where you will receive receipts. And now you have a business loan, but that's another video. But these things are all feasible and it's free. Well, the EIN number is free. So that can start off to give you some. And then after you do the EIN number, these are just all first steps. You don't have to do any of these. You've already manifested number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've already completed those steps by just writing them down and researching and having your mission statement and going out. We're just on number 5, going out and getting the EIN number. After you get your EIN number, you can order business cards. This is all psychological. Sometimes some people need these kind of things to feel like they're actually making moves. Some people may not. You may not need the EIN number. Maybe that's too overwhelming, or you don't know enough about it and you want to do more research, and that's totally fine. I'm just telling you the steps that I took. So number 6, you want to connect with like-minded people. So you want to connect with people who are in the same field. So go out and interview people. I love interviewing successful people. It doesn't matter who you are. If I walk into the business and I so happen to meet the CEO, hey, do you mind if we can sit down or we can chat? If not now, can I come back? And I want to know, what was your starting point? And so my main questions are, what was your starting point? And what was the worst part that made you want to give up? Because we all go through different trials and tribulations, and where we get way down and we're so tired and we want to give up. So hearing that other people are going through the same thing I'm going through, because I look at it like I'm a CEO. Your business is bigger, but you started off where I am, so we're one and the same. So I love to compare stories, hear about their stories. And then through doing that, I'm building a connection. If they like you, because you have to have the personality to be a people person to interact if you're going to be on any platform and representing your company, yourself. You're going to have to be a people person. You're going to have communicative skills and things of that nature. So why not just go out when you don't have any titles, attached to you, and just, socialize and ask questions. So that would be number 6, connecting with like-minded people. So it's okay to share your ideas with family, but sometimes family can be our greatest critics, because they get like more excited than us and are like, oh, you want to do that? And then they take over the whole business. They're like, well, I think you should do this, and I think you should do that. And, it's kind of like, whoa, okay. So maybe it might be a good thing to tell like 1 or 2 people, and then kind of like, they allow them to give you advice. And you can always take what you want and disregard the rest. You don't even have to give feedback, because most times, they're just trying to help, right? So you take the advice and you set it aside, and then you let them know, okay, well, I'm just gonna work on this, and and just don't mention it again. You put it out there, and now you have other people believing in you. So that's like planting the seed, and then you just don't even revisit it until you're actually making it happen. And then they see you and they're like, oh, wow, he's making it happen. And, that could kind of like silence all of the different opinions that tend to overwhelm us when we step out on our purpose. Number 7 is you want to feed your purpose daily. So that's, you get up and you go to work. So do not give me any excuses of why you can't feed your purpose daily. And I'm even speaking to myself, because look, I'm making another video now, but I do have children. I am like a volunteer on a cheerleading squad, and in their school, I'm very proactive. And then I run a business from home, and I have actual clients that I meet with. So this is an extra job. So if I am feeding this daily, it's going to grow, right? I'm going to be more noticeable because I have more videos out there. The audience may look at some videos that kind of aid to like what they're looking for, interest them, and they may look at others and not have an interest. But if I'm producing daily, then it keeps the doorway kind of open, where I have more of a variety, more to choose from. You go into an ice cream store, if they just have one flavor, you're most likely not going to revisit it. But if they have different topics, what I try to do on my channel, you know, it's going to be something that relates to everyone. You get it? So, yeah, you want to feed your purpose daily and, just try to commit to, putting into you, because you can't start something and just leave it on the side. I'm on 14 minutes. Okay, you can't start something and expect it to grow if you're not feeding it. So feed into yourself and just see where it goes. And number 8, have fun with it. It's so important to have fun with it. And you should always have fun with your gift and your purpose, because it's natural. It's who you are. You were birthed into this society where you were taught, what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it. And most of us have never had a chance to discover what we're truly good at. And so this should just be a challenge and a new project. Like, hey, I get to discover me. And, if you don't want to tell anyone, if you want to just sit on it and you're not even ready to start acting on it, just follow some of the steps of writing it down and, journaling every day. And then maybe you're the type of person that you have to grow it to a certain point before, because some people are just extremely organized, Me, I just freestyle it. People are like, you don't edit your videos, you don't do that. And I'm like, the type of person I am, if I critique every little thing, it won't get done. And I've learned this through having children, being married in the past. I've learned that, hey, some things we just need to freestyle, okay? And so that's how I operate. I cannot sit down and organize every little thing. I have to get the message out. It's like, it's in me. I got to get it out to you. And then as I practice this daily and I feed my gift and my purpose daily, I'll learn different things. When you practice, what is the saying? Perfect practice makes, wisdom, knowledge is wisdom. Oh, knowledge is wisdom. And they say the use of knowledge is wisdom is the correct term. So by me doing this every day, I'm utilizing the knowledge of the skill. It becomes wisdom for me. It becomes easier for me. I get new ideas because it's like it becomes repetitive. So have fun with it. Have fun with it. Don't overthink it. You can do it. And I believe in you. So these are 8 steps to discovering your purpose. I think if you apply it, it will work for you. So cheers. Time for me to go night-night. Good night, guys. Peace.